I'd like to bring in now Malavika Avinash. You've seen her very often joining us as a BJP spokesperson on some political debates. She's also a very, very popular actor. Malavika ma'am, thank you for joining us here on India Today. Have you seen this video first? And is this normal that women actors face this kind of behavior, these kind of incidents?
I haven't seen the video because I am with family in UK. But what I can assess of what's been written in social media by this girl in question is that they have been tormented by the crowds. See, and this is not unusual to actors. I've been doing this for a long, long time, for over 25 years now. And crowds just gather out of curiosity, some out to do mischief. Okay, there are two kinds of crowds. And it's not necessary that they know you or know your film or any of that. Sometimes they just gather to just be onlookers.
Yeah.
And out of them there are a few who are intending to do mischief. So to me it's not a surprise that this has happened, but yes, I am thankful to you, to India Today TV, for having brought this up in the public domain, because a lot of times it is presumed that actors don't have problems. It is presumed that we are led around by these big looking guys who stay there for us as security. But in the middle of all that, there is every possibility that a girl may be molested.
But why do we see these kind of incidents? Does it simply come down to one fact, Malavika, that there's no respect for women actors in India? Is there a problem of how actors are viewed in the country?
I won't restrict it to any one country or any one people. I think in general, it is presumed to be okay to molest a girl in a crowd. And perhaps a little more okay because, hey, she's an actress, so it's okay. Right? So it's both. And it's not restricted to any one people or any one culture. I think it's there across the world. I do not know of specific stories outside of India, but I know of umpteen stories. I can tell you the easiest one that comes to my mind, example that comes to my mind is, just as the heroes do, we also go to watch our movies with the people. Not necessarily a preview that is, dedicated only to invited guests. A lot of times you want to see the crowd reaction. So you do end up going to theaters to a regular show. And I know of many colleagues of mine, especially that category of artists doesn't exist anymore, because now the heroines do all the item songs. In the 80s and the 90s, there used to be a specific dancer. Probably the one that one can think of is Silk Smita. There used to be such dancers in movies, and I know many colleagues of mine, senior colleagues, or such colleagues who've been tormented when they went to watch a movie or went to a mall or went to the market or whatever. So it's not unusual and it's not unheard of. It's just that the voices are never raised, and I'm so glad that you're doing this.
I hope you don't mind me asking you this as well, Malavika, but as someone who's been in the industry for so long, has something like this ever happened to you? Have you faced this kind of a predicament?
No, I can't lie and say that it happened to me, but I know of such intimate stories, and I know of so many women who've told me this. Like I said, senior colleagues, I know of women who just picked up, I have a very dear friend who's a superstar in South India, who once there were some lewd comments made against her in the business class of an aircraft, and to which she got out of the aircraft, picked up this is her version of it, okay? And she's a very dear friend. She picked up her vanity. Those days we used to have those boxes, the vanity is, and she slammed the guy with it because she couldn't bear to hear it anymore. So, bad behavior needn't be just physical touching. Sometimes it can be very, very lewd comments. You can be addressed with, there can be a lot of name calling also. So it's there, it's been there, it's, some women deal with it like that. Some others just stay quiet. It's unfortunate that this friend of mine, this colleague who suffered in Kerala, she doesn't seem to have been able to recognize or catch hold of who did it. See, that's the unfortunate part. Or we can bring them to book. If one guy gets punished, then the others will know that there is punishment for all this.
You know, for actors, it's unavoidable, essentially, Malavika, to be out there attending these public events, going on these massive publicity campaigns before a film release. Is it then used as an opportunity by these molesters? And in such a circumstance, how do you address this? How do you stop this kind of culture?
No, I think Malayalam always leads the way when it comes to women and, you know, and their rights. We've seen it in the past. Especially in the case of this friend of mine from Bengaluru, who also I've acted with, who suffered much more than just molestation. She was videographed while being molested, and then, you know, that's a big case. I don't want to go into the details of that case. However, she dared to go and complain in the police station. She had the courage, and I applaud her for that. She had the courage to go and complain. She didn't care who was behind it or what the big names were, but she actually went and complained and allowed the legal process to begin. It's very, very harassing for the woman herself to do it, because, you know, it's never viewed the way it should be. It's never taken on face value. It's always viewed with a lot of suspicion. Or maybe she wants attention, or maybe she wants to be in limelight and she doesn't know how else to do it, so she's doing this and all of that. So there is a certain way in which everyone wants to view it, but you just have to look at it, face it. Yes, there is possibility, every possibility of molestation in this so-called crowd of admirers. And yes, the matter has to be addressed. I wish this girl had recognized the guy who did it, because I know of another dancer, senior dancer, who actually held a molester in such a crowd and, you know, handed him over to the police. Where he was trying to touch her from the back, and she turned around, grabbed him. You must understand, we are not very strong women. See, actresses are quite fragile. It's not like, you know, you're not some big guys to, you know, to be able to do it. But there are women who have the courage to do it and who've done it too. So it's important that these chaps are brought to book and they know that they can't get away with it. I think that's the message that should be driven, and it's long overdue. We've been going through this, especially these lewd comments. I wish someone can just stitch up their lips, because I've heard them too. Right behind me, you know, they'll be standing there and making those comments because they think it's okay to say, just like they do eve teasing to girls. They think it's okay to stand there and just say the lewdest of things to an actress because you're an actress.
No, I can understand your frustration. I can understand why you feel there's a need for change. Hopefully, with this kind of conversation and many more in the future, we will see that change, that awareness in the society as well. Thank you, Malavika Avinash, for joining us here on India Today.
Thanks to India Today for having brought this up. Thank you.
Thank you.